Hey guys, it's TheRooster here, and today I have some tips and tricks for you guys trying to get that Resistance Killer badge. Now this is one of the badges in the R3 badge program developed with Insomniac and Machinima for the Respawn Army app. Now, it's a tough badge to get because only one person can have it at a time. Just so happens that I am that person, and I'm going to tell you how to take it from me. Now, the Resistance Killer badge is given to the player in R3 who has the most kills overall. This is not in a single game. This is total kills. You don't have to have the most of anyone in all of Resistance, you just have to have more than any other app member. I currently am that member, so if you want to take this badge from me, you're going to have to get a lot of kills. The best advice that I can give to anyone trying to get this badge is really pretty simple. If you want to rack up enough kills to pass me by in the leaderboards, you can't just wait for it to happen in the back of the map. You need to get out there and you need to be actively searching out new battles. You need to be looking for kills constantly. That means listening for gunfire. It means looking at your radar and running towards red dots. Just don't wait for it to happen, because if you do, I guarantee you, you're not going to pass me by. Kill to death ratio means nothing when going for this badge. Don't get me wrong, a high kill to death ratio is something that's nice to have, but if you want to pass me by on the leaderboards, your top priority needs to be kills per minute and total kills. While you can achieve a high kills per minute in any game mode, I personally recommend free-for-all for two reasons. Number one, you don't have any teammates. If you want to win the game, you know that you have to get out there and you have to make it happen. It really helps to force you into that aggressive playstyle that I just mentioned. Number two, enemies spawn randomly around you. You never have to run very far to get into a fight. The maps are generally smaller than some of the team games, and you usually have enemies at close range at all times. Another tip I can give you on this game is that if you get any kill streaks, make sure you're using them effectively. They're very good at racking up more kills, and one kill streak can lead into the next kill streak. On Resistance 3, you get them at 3, 6, and 9 kills. Now they have limited timers on them, so you want to try and use them near large groups of enemies. The 3 kill streak varies depending on which species you're currently playing as. As a Chimeran, you're going to get a cloaking ability, which is very good for getting behind enemies and mailing them in the back for one-hit kills. As a human, you'll get an assault shield, which will cover the front half of your body and is very good for charging at enemies. Always be wary of your backside though, as it's vulnerable to attack. At 6 kills, receive the classic resistance weapon known as the auger. This weapon, when scoped in, allows you to see through walls. It will also shoot through walls, but you don't need to be scoped in to do so. Its secondary ability will give you multiple shields that you can place in front of your character and use to block gunfire. You're still vulnerable to grenades, so you need to be wary of where you stand and where you place them, and you need to always be ready to move with your auger. Keep in mind that you are still vulnerable from behind, so I find it best to back yourself into a corner and barricade yourself in with the shields. The 9 kill streak gives you increased health and an unlimited ammo grenade launcher, which you cannot damage yourself with. Do not be afraid to shoot the ground near your own feet if you need to. One thing you need to learn very quickly if you're going to play Resistance 3 is headshots are all important. Depending on which gun you're using, the carbine, the bullseye, the marksman, the deadeye, headshots make a lot of difference. The carbine, for instance, takes around 12 shots to the body to take someone down, but only 4 to the head. Obviously, some guns like the cryo gun and the wildfire, this is not going to be as big of an issue, but for the more traditional style guns, it makes a huge difference. Also, a key important thing in Resistance 3 is the type of loadout that you choose. In this game, I've gone with the radar beacon and thermal vision loadout. I find this very useful for someone who likes to find kills and get to them quickly. While there are certain situations where I will keep both active at the same time, I generally like to alternate them. That way, as my thermal vision wears down, my radar beacon is ready to go, and vice versa. This allows me to keep a constant stream of knowledge of my enemy's whereabouts. While it's true that these two abilities do complement each other very nicely, they're not the only two that you have access to, so feel free to mix and match with whatever you feel comfortable with. When it comes to your 2 passive attributes, I would recommend using whatever you feel comfortable with. There's a lot of good options in both slots. If you're using the carbine though, I must say you need to use air-cooled barrel at all times. It makes a huge difference with your carbine as your bullets fire faster and you will be aiming down the sights a lot, and it will allow you to aim quicker and strafe better while aiming down sights. Now I know some of you guys may be thinking this is all pointless because we're never going to catch up to him, he's never going to stop playing. Well, in fact, while editing this video, I actually lost the badge, so I no longer am the badge holder for the Resistance Killer badge. That being said, I was the first player to get all of the badges, and only one other player has ever gotten the badge. So if you want to take it from him, then following the tips in this badge guide are a good way to do so. Just because I currently don't have the badge anymore doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's still good advice, so just go ahead and put in a lot of playtime, make sure you're aggressively going for kills, and you'll be well on your way to getting this Resistance Killer badge and having all of the badges. Help support Machinima's app program here, help support the Respawn Army, the badges, all of this. Get out there, get fragging, have fun. It's a great game, guys. See you out there. Peace.